Hey everybody, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's Dr. Eric Nepute. Hope you're having a blessed day today, wherever in the world you are. Hey, I'm on my lunch break and I wanted to do a video for all of you about what health really is. Listen, I spent all morning talking to patients from all across the country. You know, as a functional medicine doctor, as a cause-based care doctor, I'm all about testing, not guessing, and measuring physiology and finding out why people have their symptoms. So I want to take some time and talk to you about what health really is. I want to talk to you about how you can really figure out what's wrong with you. I want to tell you some things that your doctors aren't teaching you. And by the way, it's odd that they're not because they studied out of the same textbooks that I did. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Dr. Eric Nepute. I'm a functional medicine, functional neuro doctor. Been practicing now for over 2 decades, helping people all across the globe find the root cause of their problems. And, you know, I love the fact that the world is now looking at the Make America Healthy Again movement and saying, hey, why aren't doctors going after the cause of people's problems and stop treating their symptoms? Well, all I got to say is welcome to the dance. It's nice to finally have some people that are now talking the same talk that we're doing. That's what we've been doing for over 2 decades now. So I want to talk to you a little bit about health. So give me a thumbs up if you guys can see me and hear me, and let me know wherever in the world you're watching from. So let me know where you all are watching from so that we can engage each other and talk a little bit. If you have any questions, type them in the chat and I'll do my best to answer those. But let me just talk a little bit about the number one reason why people go see a doctor is because of a symptom, right? And it could be digestive symptoms, it could be pain, inflammation, it could be fatigue, anxiety, it could be depression, it could be any of the things. It could be a combination of things. And usually people go to the doctor because, well, they're at a point where whatever is going on with them is negatively impacting their life. They either can't do what they want to do, they can't hang out with who they want to hang out. It's causing some type of resistance in the way that they want to live their life. So they go to the doctor. And how many of you have ever had this experience where you go in, you go to the doctor's office, the first thing that they do is they open up the thing. What do you want? Sign in, like the front desk is. What do you want? Sign in. And then they say, what insurance do you take? Because if they don't take your insurance, they're not going to take you as a patient, because the only thing that insurance covers, the only things that insurance covers is the treatment of diseases. It doesn't cover prevention. It doesn't cover therapeutics that are going to help you reverse your chronic illness. It doesn't cover that. It's not, it was never set up to do it. Unless they change that business model, it's probably never going to be that way. So after you talk to the front desk receptionist, then you're going to fill out a document of what's wrong with you, your symptoms, how long you've had it, what meds you're on, your health history, etc. Then you go in the room with the doctor. How many of you have ever experienced this? That before the doctor even goes into the room with you, they've already read your chart and they already have a prescription written for you to manage your symptoms. See, I want to talk to you a little bit about symptoms before. If you have a symptom, I want you to type it down. I want to know what symptoms you're dealing with: headaches, migraines, fatigue, anxiety, depression, chronic pain, upset stomach, neurological issues, can't sleep, can't eat, low libido, whatever your symptoms are. What I want you to understand is a symptom is nothing more than your check engine light going off in your car. That's what a symptom is. A symptom's not the problem. It's your body telling you that there's a problem. And you really have a couple choices, right? When you have your check engine light going off in your car, the smart thing to do is take it to the mechanic, the expert who knows how your vehicle works. They hook it up to their machine and they find out why you've had those symptoms, right? What's the cause of it? Is it a blown fuse? Is your hemulator on your Canuter valve broken? Whatever it is, it needs to be fixed, right? Well, that's what everybody should do. But what most people do is they just ignore it. And if you ignore your symptoms if your check engine light's going off in your car, how do people do that? They put a piece of tape over their check engine light, or they put a picture of their kids or their dog or something of that nature. And they do that. And guess what? It doesn't fix the problem. They may not notice it, but eventually the car's still going to blow up. And that's true with your body. You see, a symptom is nothing more than your body telling you that there's something wrong. We shouldn't be focusing on the symptoms. We should be focusing on why you have the symptoms. And I just spent my entire morning doing that. I just spent the last 20 years of my practice life doing that, and the last 10 years teaching other doctors to do the same, how they can help their patients by understanding what I now refer to as the biolimitless way. And so I want you to understand that health is a balance of three things. And if you look at this. Let me move over a little bit farther. It's a balance of three things. This is called the Triad of Health. By the way, every doctor learned about this. It's in Guyton's physiology textbook. Hey, give me a thumbs up if you guys can see me and hear me. Let me know where you guys are watching from so I can see you. Okay, good, good. Got folks from all over the world tuning in. So cool. So this is called the Triad of Health, all right? And it's made up of three components. It's your physical health, your chemical health, and your neuroemotional health. And if any of those three get out of balance, that can lead to symptoms. You see, if you have a physical problem, if you look at this, it's if we divide this by a third, a third, and a third of your health is physical, a third of your health is chemical, and a third of your health is neuro-emotional in nature. And I need you to understand the main causes of the issues of your neuroemotional health, your chemical and physical health are your thoughts. There's something called autosuggestion. How many of you have ever worried yourself sick? How many of you have ever just worried yourself sick? You've thought so much that you've had negative self-talk, or man, you're watching the news or the media, or you're listening to outside influences. That negative thought is affecting our health from a neuroemotional standpoint. Well, neuroemotional problems. How many of you ever had emotional stress and it made you sick? You ever gotten so stressed out that you threw up, or you got a headache or a migraine or chronic pain? Any of you ever had that happen? Give me a thumbs up if that's any of you. Happens to me before. And so I need you to understand that regardless of the imbalances, physical, chemical, and emotional health, if you have one off, it's going to affect the other two. Now, what about where it says traumas right here? Traumas. That's what most people are used to when I say stresses. That's car accidents, that's falls, that's sitting too much, standing too much, that's being overweight, that's being underweight, that's sports injuries, birth traumas. That's all the things, all the physical stresses that our physical body has to deal with. And if we have physical imbalances in the body, that's going to cause other imbalances. How many of you have ever had an injury? You ever have a slip and fall, a physical problem? But and then when you had a physical problem, it caused chemical imbalances. Like it caused you to have inflammation. That's a chemical response. It caused you to have nutritional deficiencies or even toxicities in your body. We talk about this all the time. But it also affects the emotional component. How many of you have ever had pain? When you have pain, what happens? Do you feel like, hey, excited, this is great? Or you're like, no, I've got pain. I'm emotionally dragged down because of it. Did you know that emotional problems can cause pain in the body? So health is that balance of physical, chemical, and emotional well-being. By the way, let me see if I can get out of the way far enough for you to see this one where it says toxins. Toxins. We live in a toxic world. I'm going to tell you that when it comes to our chemical stress, you're either deficient or you're toxic. You either don't have enough of something in your body, vitamins, minerals, nutrients, fats, carbs, proteins, water, electrolytes, something of that nature, or you're toxic. You got overgrowth of heavy metals. You got an overdevelopment of plastic. You got an over abundance of toxicity of pesticides, larvicides, herbicides, all those things. I mean, it's important that you have a balance in those three things. And if your physicians are not measuring your health, then they're not helping you correct it. So I want you to understand, I don't care what symptoms you've got. Let's give an example. Give me an example of a symptom and I'll talk to you about some of the causes of it. Let's use that example that Rose said. Migraines. She says headaches and migraines. So first of all, there could be, let's talk about the physical component. The physical component to headaches and migraines. You could have a misalignment of your cervical spine. Did you know that your neck is supposed to have a 45-degree banana curve in it, just like a banana? And that curve is there so that blood supply can get to the brain, so that our lymphatic system in our brain can drain like it's supposed to. I mean, if we have misalignment of the vertebra, that's called a subluxation. That can cause irritation on the nerve, which can lead to headaches and migraines. I mean, there could be physical components, physical structural imbalances in muscles, bones, joints, ligaments, tendons that could be causing you to have your symptoms. That needs to be assessed and it can be treated. But if you have a physical problem, it needs to be treated physically, right? Now, let's talk about a chemical reason why you have headaches and migraines. You could have heavy metals in your body, aluminum, cadmium, lead, arsenic. Those things can cause an increase in heavy metals. You could have a reduction of magnesium, of vitamin C, of B vitamins. You could have an MTHFR gene imbalance that doesn't allow you to methylate like you're supposed to. That can be causing your headaches and migraines. You could have stress deficiencies in the body that cause the liver to be stressed out. You could also have physical stress in the body, like the nerves in the neck that control the liver. That could be messing up the liver, causing headaches and migraines. And there could be emotional components. You could have, what are emotional stresses, right? My husband, my wife, my kids, my job, my my whatever it is, what's going on in the world, politics. Those are emotional stresses, and we know that the brain does not discriminate between any of them. They just have a response to it. And look, thoughts, traumas, and toxins are the cause of these three imbalances. You should have a balance in your body, physically, chemically, and neuro-emotionally. And if you don't, you're going to have symptoms. Your check engine light's going to go off in your car. Someone said rosacea. Rosacea a lot of times is an autoimmune issue. You could have let's talk about that. Let's talk about autoimmune issues that could be causing rosacea, contributing to it. So let's look over here at first of all, physical health. So if you have physical damage to your cervical spine or to the mid-thoracic spine that affect the organs of digestion, that could cause you to have an imbalance of producing enzymes, gut bacteria, all kinds of things. That could contribute to skin issues and autoimmune forms of rosacea. What about emotional stresses? You could have anxiety. You could be stressed to the max. That could cause a cascade to cause increased cortisol from your adrenals, which then messes up your thyroid, which then messes up your liver, then which causes rosacea. I mean, there's a whole domino effect. Like once you learn that really anything can cause anything, and that you should test, not guess, that's really the key to all of our health. But what about the chemical component? What if you're again overloaded with heavy metals, overloaded with microplastics, overloaded with toxins in your body, glyphosates and pesticides and larvicides and herbicides and all those things that we now know we've known for a long time, but we're not publicly discussing globally that these are problematic for our body, and it's causing these symptoms of autoimmune. And so what do? You try to do the best you can to remove those from your diet, and then you've got to detoxify your body. I mean, look, I can't make it any simpler. If toxins are one of the most common causes and drivers of symptoms and health problems, then people should be using, like, this is the Detox Pro Plus formula that we use. Every single patient of mine who we see that has any type of symptom, inflammatory marker, or is breathing on this planet, first step that we do is we clear the clutter. Like everybody should be using this Detox Pro Plus every day, 24/7, 365, adults and children and babies. You guys can all use this stuff. Okay. It's safe. It's effective. It's affordable. It's convenient. It's a great way to help mitigate some of the risk. And then, when your body is toxic, it throws off your gut microbiome, and that affects everything. So everyone should be having some type of what we call a spore-based microbiome nutrient. And look, if you're not taking a probiotic every day, a real one that really works, and I'm just going to tell you my experience is probably 95 to 98% of them on the market don't do anything. They really don't have a positive effect in the body. They don't colonize in the intestines. They don't even a lot of times get into the intestines, and they definitely don't make a change in physiology. That's why we created that master microbiotics formula. We've got clinicals on this, and we show that it's got 99% absorbability into the intestinal tract. That's the target organ, and it colonizes. We can actually regrow. The results we've seen with the detox and the master microbiotics dealing with that chemical component of health and dealing with those toxins. And so I just need you to understand that health is more than just a pill, more than just a shot, more than just a surgery. And healing takes time. It's a process to heal. It doesn't just happen overnight. In fact, it's a journey, not an event. And that's what people need to understand. And if you learn how to understand how to read the body, which is some of the things that we teach our patients and things I'm going to work on teaching you, is how to read your body, how to look at your body and read it and find out, okay, it's a physical problem, chemical problem, or neuroemotional problem. And once you figure that out, man, it's a powerful, powerful resource for you. But understanding that your problems may be caused by emotional stresses, physical stresses, or chemical stresses. Man, we see high blood pressure and high cholesterol as a stress response from emotional stresses all the time. I see low back pain. Someone's asking about sciatica. Usually, sciatica is because of compression of the vertebra, a rotation of the spine, impinging upon the nerves that come out of L3, L4, or L5 in the back. It could be muscle imbalances, but usually it's two things. Usually it's misalignment, and it's also some level of toxicity in the body, which causes increased inflammation. Because 80% of the population who does not have back pain has some type of a bulging disc on an MRI. Just because it's bulging doesn't mean it's going to cause you pain and problems. But if it's inflamed, if it's toxic, then it definitely will. And the disc, you guys have heard of the disc. It's the space between the vertebra that's the shock absorber and the cushion for the spine and the spinal nerves and the spinal cord. That disc gets its blood supply and its nutrients directly from the intestinal tract. So if you don't have a good healthy gut microbiome, you can't fix your disc in your back. It's one of the reasons why we've been so successful at helping people with chronic pain, chronic back pain, chronic neck pain. Those are really our, from a pain standpoint, bread and butters. We're great with shoulders and knees as well. But from a spinal standpoint, I mean, low back and neck is such a big issue. And if you don't have the right balance of chemistry in your body, then it can't heal like it's supposed to. So it's really an interesting conversation. Um, it really, and by the way, Roseanne, I'm going to put your comment up here. This is really good. Roseanne says, this is why the Bible says we should think about what is good, kind, lovely, pure, and proper, and etc. You're right. That's why we're supposed to fill our brain with good, positive information, not these auto-suggestive negative thoughts. You see, I have people all the time that come into my practice that have back pain and neck pain, and it's emotionally driven. We have people that have headaches, migraines, fatigue, anxiety, depression, all because it's chemical imbalances. We have people all the time that have organ dysfunction, constipation, diarrhea, erectile issues, bowel, bladder function, kidney issues, ears, nose, and throat, ringing in the ears, all those things because they've got a physical imbalance in the body. So I just need you to understand that health is a balance of physical, chemical, and neuro-emotional well-being. And remember, doctor is Latin for teacher. Our job really is to teach, reach, inspire, and hopefully motivate as many people as we can to do the right things for themselves and for their family. And it's not difficult to get sick people well, and it's not difficult to keep healthy people healthy. It's just not difficult at all. But you have to have the right understanding. You have to take the right action steps, and you have to have the right tools to do it. And I want to help you with that the best that we can. I mean, I believe that one of the reasons I was put on this planet was to help people, is to help people. And a lot of people are looking for help right now, and they're looking for real advice. And we just want to engage people. We want to have a deep conversation with folks. In fact, I want you to engage with what we're doing. I want you to go to our site, go to biolimitless.com. There's a ton of information there on so many health topics. That's biolimitless.com. If you want to find out more about the products and testing and services that we offer and our functional medicine practices, go to wearebiolimitless.com. You can learn more about that there. But again, it's a process, and this is what I want people to understand. And I'm excited that medicine is making some shifts because we, the people, are demanding it, and we need a healthcare system that's by the people, of the people, and for the people. And it's up to us to make that happen. So give me a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this, if you learned something, and let me know what topics you guys want us to cover. We have so much to talk about. By the way, if you have a question that you want answered live, I do AMAs live all the time, and I do all kinds of workshops and events. You can check out our social media pages. We're on those all the time. Like us, subscribe, share, all those things that we need to do. But I want to help you. And then I want to help you help other people. If you're about people helping people, then this is a place for you. That's what BioLimitless is all about. It's a healthcare delivery ecosystem that's by the people, of the people, and for the people. So it's gonna be a great fun ride that we're on. So guys, I gotta get going. I gotta get back to my office. I gotta go help some patients. But remember, knowledge is power, but wisdom is taking that knowledge and applying it to your life. And until we meet again, I'm Dr. Eric Nepute. God bless you. God bless America, and God bless this beautiful, beautiful world. Stay smart out there and protect your babies. We'll see you soon. Bye.